See if we can zoom in on him without going crazy fuzzy. Yeah, that's not bad. I present to you the annoyed pug. He's upset with me because we can't go upstairs. Because Daddy's waiting patiently for somebody to show up at the door. I have a little story for you guys. Brief interlude before we get to today's event. I decided to invest a little earlier than I wanted to, but because I want to do a really good stream with you guys, in a new laptop. I was going to try and hold out until late summer, early fall when they have like the back to school specials and stuff. But the one I got was still on sale for a decent price. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm just gonna bring you up. I'm making you guys look at nothing. There we go. Keep looking at the pug. That's better. Um. So yeah. I ordered it through Staples, and I went online and specifically went to the store that I have near my house, and they were supposed to have 4 units left of the laptop that I wanted. So I thought, sure, I'll order this online, get it set up so I can pick it up like next day or the day afterwards, kind of thing, if worse comes to worse, and we'll go from there, sort of like thing was my idea. But, um, for whatever reason, Staples decided to have one shipped from Quebec, somewhere in Quebec, Laval, I believe it was, all the way to the store where I am near. And on top of that, they messed up the label. So this morning, I got a phone call from a number that I didn't know. And typically, when I get a phone call from a number I don't know, I kind of leave it and hope that they'll leave a message and then I'll address it from there. But I got a weird feeling about this one, and although I didn't answer it right away, I did decide to call them back. Turns out it was the company trying to deliver my package to Center Mall near me, the mall near me, the center of the mall near me, and they couldn't figure out what uh, store to deliver it to because they forgot to put their damn name on the package. So I talked to the nice delivery person and I said, look, if it's easier for you guys, just deliver it to my house. My house is pretty close by, and save yourself some trouble, kind of thing. And they were like, sure, that makes sense. So here we are. Actually, 0.5 might not be bad. 0.5 is a little bad. Let's go 1. Alright, put it back to regular zoom. Sorry for all the adjustments midway through the video. And why are you being weird now? I had you set up so nicely before. Did I move this? Accident? Bear with me. I'm thinking about actually doing the live stream down here in the living room of the house just because it's cooler down here since the AC works down here better than it does in my bedroom. And on top of that, it'll be easier to have like access to drinks regularly, and to the pizza when I order it would be nicer than on my bed. All that good stuff. So yeah. Speaking of which, don't forget, Saturday, 8 Eastern time, 8 at night Eastern time, PM Eastern, we're going to do our first live stream, Kaiba and I. Opening some fun packs, so don't forget to check that out, guys. But that's not what we're here for today. We are opening some packs today, of course, but that's not the specific thing we're here for today. We're here for one very specific thing today. It's time for new set versus old set. Tarkir finally managed to score a point in round 3. Came back a little strong there with that beautiful enchantment that went immediately into my dragon deck. For the record, I pulled one of those lands that doesn't have the... that taps for one of 3 colors but doesn't actually have any names on it. So I did say when I did that deck tech that those cards would probably be the first things I would pull, just because there was an excess number of lands that I didn't really feel was absolutely necessary. And if something came up, it would be the easiest things to substitute out. So, yeah. With that said, Tarkir is still down 1 point to Modern Horizons. And I expect some fierce fight back today in the old sets corner. So, will we get a tie game or tie match? Will we go to a 3-1 and put this thing to almost bed going into round 5? I don't know. The only way to find out is to start opening these now. So, of course, we'll start with new set since new set won last time. Trying to be very careful not to hit the camera stick in front of my face because this is a little bit different than normal for me. But it does make things a little nicer for you guys, potentially, in terms of... I'm hoping that the camera won't weird out. It was also pointed out that the camera might be weirding out because of the lighting in my room. So we'll see if it does a lot of like woo kind of thing here today or not. Anyways, token, we got a 4/4 dragon and 5/5? Nope, a 1/1 warrior. Okay. Not the best one ever, but I will hang on to that. We got ourselves an undergrowth leopard. Ooh, that's a good one actually. I do like that. Vigilance and pay 1 to sacrifice it to destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's a 2/2. That is a solid start for Tarkir. Dagur Island Dragon. I've pulled several copies of this. It isn't my favorite Omen card, but it's definitely in the top like 3. I do like the ability to tap a creature and draw a card. It just seems like a good solid play. I'll put you top though anyways. Stormplane Detainment. When this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. There's a lot of different versions of this. It's definitely a solid enchantment. Only costs 3. I'm not a huge fan of the ones that stick around though and just leave themselves as a sore target to have the card come back. So I'm going to mid that. Alright, we got a Rescue Leopard. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. That's actually pretty decent. You can go top. Adorned Crocodile. When this thing dies, create a 2/2 zombie druid. Pay a black, exile it from your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Honestly, not my favorite. You're going to bottom. Is bottom still on the screen? Let's put bottom. Oh, this is going to be challenging. Alright, token, you can go here. Land can go there. This is bottom. And if worse comes to worse, I will just put legendaries in the middle, top, and bottom like that. Okay, let's do that. Reigning Victor costs either 6 or 1 red, 1 white, black. Mobilize 1 for a 3. It's a 3/3 with mobilize 1, and when this creature enters, target creature gets +1/+0 indestructible until end of turn. It's not terrible, but the fact that it doesn't have flash means that it's really not something that's going to save your creatures per se. So I'll mid it. Heritage Reclamation. Just choose one. At instant speed for 2, you can either destroy an artifact, an enchantment, or exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, and then you get to draw a card. All decent abilities, and instant speed puts you to the top. Tarkir is definitely putting a decent pack out today. Tarkir Dragonstorm. When this enchantment enters, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life, surveil 2. Okay, I think I already have this one, but I had it in a different version of the art. To be honest, I kind of like this version. I'm not sure if... I know the other version that I have, though, is the one with the dragon border, and it's probably not going to get switched out, but I do like this versions of the artwork, too. Yeah, you can go top. Well, no, you're going mid. Because you only work in a dragon deck, and I'm not planning to build another dragon deck anytime soon. Auroral Procession. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand at instant speed for 2. That's insanely good. The only thing that sucks about that is, again, the color choices. Basically, I'm only going to be able to put it in a green, blue, and something, or just green, blue deck. But nevertheless, both those colors definitely could use some recursion things going on, so pretty good, pretty good. Bonecairn Butcher. 1 red, white, black for a 4/4. Mobilize 2 attacking tokens you control have Death Touch. Ooh, that's not bad. I just finished that vampire deck where I basically added a bunch of the mobilized creatures into it because the vampire deck has a very interesting theme that is actually something I've done a couple times with other decks, but I love that, the way that works, so it's what's going on. Anyways, again, because of the coloring, that kind of sucks, but otherwise it's a great card. I'm going to put it mid, though, for the coloring issue. Static Snare. Flash. Costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature. When this enchantment enters, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls until this thing leaves the battlefield. Again, not bad, but yeah. Sage of Skies. 3 for a 2/3. When you cast this spell, if you cast another spell this turn, you can copy this thing. You get a 2/3 with flying and lifelink. That's pretty decent, actually. I like that. That goes top. Our hollow is a Delta Bloodflies. Flying whenever this creature attacks, if you control a creature with a counter on it, each opponent loses a life. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And a Rugged Highlands for our land. Not bad. I mean, the artwork is beautiful for sure. But, yeah. Alright. Let's try and see if Modern Horizons has a chance to actually compete with this, though. Right now, I would say they definitely put up a decent fight. There's nothing, like, that jumps out at me as, like, the best card of the day, per se. I suppose if I had to pick one and you twisted my arm, it's probably Sage of Skies. But I do like this fly, to be honest. We'll put up Sage of Skies for now. No legendary in that pack, so this is basically wide open for Modern Horizons to take this thing and go to 3-1. Can they do it? That is the question. Ooh, that one opened really nicely. Oh, spoke too soon. Opened nicely, but doesn't want to come out. Kicking and screaming! Alright, here we go. We got a goblin. Not a hollow one this time, but still a goblin. And a squirrel. Nice. Double token, at least. Art card. Pretty cool art card. Alright. Snow-covered swamp! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! I got the swamp, I've got the island, I've got the one that taps for any color that I pick. I now have enough snow-covered lands that I can officially build Narfi Betrayer's King or something like that, I think is what it's called. I always forget the darn name of the thing that I want to build, which is really funny. But yeah. The whole point of that deck, in case you need a reminder or you haven't actually seen some of my other videos, is the legendary creature that would be my commander. When it dies, I can tap 3 snow lands and bring him back from the graveyard to the battlefield, essentially. So I don't actually have to pay commander tax. That's the whole reason I'm building the deck. Ooh, that's a hit. Sisse, Weatherlight Captain. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to do a pack trick on these. Damn. Oh well. My bad. We got a 5-color legendary. When this thing... It gets +1/+1 for each color among other legendary permanents you control. Nice. Search your library for a legendary permanent card with converted mana cost less than Sisse's power. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Nice. This thing's going to be a beat stick. Well, we definitely pulled our legendary for the day. And yeah. My bad. Sorry once again. I kind of screwed up the pack trick. I forgot. You have to flip the 2 cards or 3 cards. Oh well. Goblin Matron. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a goblin card, reveal that card, put it into your hand. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Goblin Tutor. Nice. Carrion Feeder. Can't block, sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Deuce. Baron Moor enters the battlefield tapped, tap to add black, or you can cycle it with black. That's a nice land too. Windcaller Aven. Flying, cycling 1 blue. When you cycle Windcaller Aven, target creature gets flying until end of turn. Costs 6 to put it into play, so you're probably not going to play it very often for only having a 4/3 of flying, but the cycling is kind of neat. I'm going to admit it though. Pyrophobia. Costs 1 and a red, deals 3 damage to target creature. Cowards can't block this turn. I like that. I like the artwork too, so it's going top. Segovian Angel. Costs 1 for a 1/1 with flying and vigilance. That'll be perfect for my angel deck that I want to build, actually. Mob. 4 and a black, but you can convoke it to destroy target creature at instant speed. Not all monsters fight with teeth and claws. I'm gonna mid you. Your flavor text did not save you this time. And I don't like the fact that they're torturing an animal in that picture. Alright. Universal Automation. Changeling. 1/1. Interesting. I'm sure that's very useful somehow, but right now I can't think of it, so you're just going to go there. First Sphere Gargantua. 6. 4 and 2 black for a 5/4. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose a life. Meh. You're going bottom. You are officially not a card I'm interested in very much. Oh, I just realized those are off screen. Crud. Okay, 1 second. Try and adjust this. Bring those over. Bring that down or up a bit. Kind of seeing everything. Alright. This guy, if he's off screen, he's off screen. Because he's on the bottom. Mother Bear! Nice! 1 and a green for a 2/2. Exile Mother Bear from your graveyard. Create 2 2/2 green bear creature tokens. I don't like the fact that you have to exile it, but I like the fact that there's a bear. A bear. I do want to build a bears deck eventually. Reprobation. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a coward creature with base power 0 and toughness 0/1. Damn. That's a harsh punishment. Moonblade Shinobi. Ninjutsu 2 and a blue. Whenever this thing deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 blue illusion creature token with flying. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. And finally, a Spine Horror Minotaur. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this thing has double strike. In the right deck, that's pretty good. Hard to pull that off in just red, though, so you're probably looking for a red-blue deck. But I'm going to mid you. Alright, well, I, again, apologize for not doing the pack trick. Sorry, guys, I forgot about that. But I'm pretty sure the Legendary here claimed this pack and this victory for Modern Horizons. Although the stacks are fairly even, there's definitely some more interesting stuff, I think, in this pile compared to the other pile. Even if I were to put, say, these ones down, like, those are still pretty good, but the Legendary is definitely what's going to pull off this pack, this victory for today. The thing that sucks, though, is she's a Weatherlight Captain, but she's not a pirate? Why? Why? She's even driving what looks like a pirate ship. I'm assuming this is from some sort of, Actually, no. I could be wrong. I was going to say it's maybe a Universes Beyond thing, but maybe it's not. Anyway, I'm not sure what deck I'm going to... Actually, I know what deck I'm going to put that in. That's going to replace the Joda in the one deck that I'm currently running the Joda in, so that I don't have to keep running Joda. And then I can use Joda for the Hobbits deck when I want to build that. Nice. Alright. As you can see, Pug is still sleeping away his life. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of New Set versus Old Sad. With the score now 3-1, chances are pretty solid that Modern Horizons is going to claim the first major upset. But Tarkir did put a point on the board last week. They still have a solid chance. Deep, difficult one, but a chance nonetheless to actually pull this off in 3 back-to-back victories. But in the meantime, and between time, and until Saturday, guys, much love to you all from us to you. Take care. Looking forward to that first stream with you guys. Bye.